Hello everyone, good afternoon. Olaniyi King here. Thank God you're finally here. And for those of us just coming back from church, welcome. And those of us who are not yet back from church, or whatsoever reason, you're going to always see this video later on, so it's going to be available for you. So I'm welcoming you in advance. And I should have done this 2 days ago, but for some reasons that's on Friday. But I must tell you, to be sincere with you, I think the devil doesn't want some people to get this knowledge. And that is more reason why I needed to do this. And I want to ask you a question. And the question is, do you know what frustration is? Thank you, Pastor Chooks. Thank you for joining, Pastor Chooks. Glorious Sunday to you. And do you know why the devil allows frustration? Frustration is one of the tools that the devil uses nowadays to get the mind of people. And funny enough, you might be attending church, you might be, a diehard Christian, at the same time still frustrated. And do you know that doesn't make God win? That doesn't make God rule over your life, because your mind is not at rest and the devil takes pleasure in that. And do you know why? Because people have failed to plan. People have failed to take responsibility for their lives. People have failed to take control of their life. And the number one truth that you ever know today that will set you free is that you need to take charge of your life. You need to take control of your life. If you do not take control of your life, if you do not take charge of your life, situations are going to take control over it. Circumstances are going to take control over it. And that is what this broadcast is all about. That is what this broadcast is just definitely about. Behind every great achievement, behind every great achievement you can see all around you, every great achievement you can ever see, you can never lay your eyes upon, are great secrets. They are great secrets. And most of those secrets, like I said, a secret is not open. It's something that is hidden. So it's left for you to discover. And only the few that has discovered it have been able to make the most out of their life. Only the few. And I'm going to appreciate you as you're joining in to share this video, because I am telling you, this might just be what somebody needs to have a productive second half of the year. We have 6 months left, and I tell you, it's already almost gone already. So I want you to share this video. If you're joining right now, trust me, it's going to be worth the share. You're not going to waste your share, because the information you're about to hear right now is going to totally transform your life. It's going to totally transform your life. Thank you, Auntie Shane, for sharing the video. Thank you very much. Please, if you're just joining, please also make sure you share. So it's all about challenging yourself to greatness. Thank God today is Sunday, so I'm going to make reference to the scripture. I'm going to make reference to our Father, the Father of all, God Himself. You know what? When God wanted to create the heaven and the earth, do you know what He did? He planned. God planned. And God is my role model. Everything I want to do, I want to look like my Father. So He sat down and He planned, and He looked at the situation and He said, I want to create, the earth, and I want to create the heavens. And this is what I want to do. Okay? So He sat down and He planned, and He strategized Himself. He planned His time. And how do I know that He planned His time? He walked from the first day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, and on the seventh day He rested. So He had it all planned out. And it's so funny that so many people today, they live their life without a plan, without a strategy. And you know what I call those kind of people? Those kind of people are called the nothing they happen person. That anything happen, anything goes. If anything happen and anything goes, if that is what you're expecting, that is what is definitely going to happen. And if you don't know, I'm going to make reference to the Newton's first law of motion. Newton's first law of motion says something. He said that in an initial reference frame, an object will remain at rest. An object is going to remain at rest. Okay? It's not going to move. The object is going to remain at rest, or it continues to move at the velocity at which it is moving, unless acted upon by a force. I'm going to repeat that again. Newton's first law of motion made it so clear why you are where you are right now and what you need to do to get to where you need to, to be. Newton's first law of motion made it clear why you're where you are right now and what you need to do to be where you need to be. And it is what? Force, the application of force. It says that in an initial reference frame, an object either remains at rest or continues to move at a constant velocity unless acted upon by a force. So that means nothing is going to change in your life right now. Nothing is going to change in my life if you do not act a force. If there's no force that is going to push you, you're going to remain the same. Now, mind you, I'm not going to be too religious here. No matter the amount of prayer you pray, when you place a cup on the table, if you pray from morning till night and fast, you do dry fasting, I'm sorry to tell you, you might die while doing the fasting because that cup is not going to move from its position. All right. Now, God created the heavens and the earth, and He kept in place principles. Now, there are principles that govern life. And if you obey those principles, life is going to treat you well. If you don't obey those principles, no matter who you are, no matter how anointed you are, if you don't obey those principles, they're going to work against you. And one important lesson that I learned in church today is that, God makes the sun, the rain to fall upon everybody, whether they're a Christian or a Muslim or a traditional worshiper. So you must respect that principle. That for an object to move from the position which it is in, an external force must be applied to it. So what force are you applying to your life? And that is what I'm going to be sharing with you right now. That is the goal of this broadcast. It's going to be short, so please take note and take note. Take note. Year 2017 is almost gone. Truly and truly, it's almost gone already. And I tell you, nothing is going to change right now. Not this second half is not going to be different from the first half unless you do something different. Unless you take it upon yourself to do something different. And you know how that is possible? By taking ownership of your life, mastering your life. It is your responsibility. It is your responsibility. And only you can do that. And by doing that, you're making God proud. You're making Him happy. Lots of people are frustrated out there. Lots of people don't get what they want. And they blame it on so many things. They blame it on governments, blame it on so many things, the system. But why don't you look at yourself and ask yourself, what do you need to do? What do you need to do to be where you want to be? And God being so faithful, anything that you say you want to achieve, He's going to give you the strength to achieve it. He's going to give us the strength to achieve it. So let's be honest. So many of us had goals set out last 2 days ago or 3 days ago on Thursday. Now, I was reading an article written by Richard Branson. Now, in 1972, Richard Branson, he shared the list of his goals. An old diary. He shared a picture of an old diary. And in this diary, he kept in the goals that, for that year. So I think the goals were like 6 or 7. Now this was in 1972. I think he found that diary somewhere and he snapped it. Then, he wrote a blog post about it. So Richard Branson wrote out 7 items, 7 goals, 7 things that he wanted to achieve within a particular frame of time. Remember what I said about the Newton's first law of motion? That in an initial reference frame, an object remains at rest or continues to move at the velocity in which it is moving, that is a constant velocity, unless acted upon by a force. So Richard Branson understood this, so he took out his diary, and in 1972 he wrote out 7 goals that he wanted to achieve within a certain frame of time, because he knows that if he doesn't apply a force, nothing is going to happen. Now, I wrote something on my Facebook post 2 days ago or yesterday, I don't know, that wishes, everybody can make wish. I want to be the best, the best person in my career. I want to have this. I want to do this. We have imaginations. When we think about, our future in the next 2-3 years, there are some pictures that come to our mind that we want to be like, that we want to look like. These are the things we want to see happen. And do you know what? Imagination is God's greatest gift to humanity. The fact that you can imagine means that it is actually possible. So these things are not a waste. It is not, you are not odd trying to imagine things. God gave you that gift so that you can imagine and picture into the future and create something out of nothing. So for you to sit down and imagine something that, wow, I see myself in this position in the next 2 years. I see myself employing people. I see myself paying people's salary. I see myself solving this particular problem. I see myself solving the problem of poverty in Nigeria. I see myself solving the problem of education in Nigeria. And you begin to imagine it. Once you can imagine it, once it has entered into your heart, that is the first sign that you know that you can actually achieve it. Now, Richard Branson, he wrote down 7 goals that he wanted to achieve in 1972. And no matter how odd they might be, he was ticking them one by one. He said he wanted to learn how to fly a plane. He wanted to go for diving. He wanted to, to skydive and do all those kind of things. And do you know that he achieved it? Now you might ask me, how did he achieve it? How did he achieve it? He didn't achieve it by sitting down and looking at the list every morning. No. He didn't achieve it by telling God, God, please, I want to do this thing. Nope, he didn't do that. For him to have thought about it, I don't know if he's a Christian, but the place of prayer is for you to pray, God, I want to do this. Commit it in the hands of God. This is what I want to do, right? Give me the wisdom I need, the strength I need, But the major work is left to you. You need to get out of your comfort zone. So he didn't sit down on his seat. He didn't sit down in his house and just imagined those things happening and, those daydreaming and, without doing anything. So he started to take strategic steps. So the next thing he did was to look for the school that is the person that is going to teach him how to fly. He, found out the price and he created a schedule for himself. So he said, in the next 4 weeks, I want to learn how to fly. So he did that. He went to the second list on his item and he started doing it. But do you know that many of us do that, right? I myself, I also do it. But sometimes we start and we stop. Sometimes we start, we get tired or we're just discouraged and we just like, this life is just one life. I don't want to kill myself. Let me rest and let me relax. And we get discouraged and you abandon those goals. And maybe you look at the people around you and it seems as if you're the only one that wants to do something extraordinary. And you say, man, maybe there's nothing too much to eat anyway. Let me just relax and let me just live a normal life. That is your choice. And if you do that, you're also going to get what you want. You didn't want it and it's not going to come. So we all start out with the best intentions. We are determined with that great determination. I can imagine when we sang Happy New Year, everybody was saying, this year is my year of prosperity. Do you know how many prophetic confessions we've professed since, in the year 2017? Do you know that energy and, the power of the amen that was coming out of your mouth? So determined and everything. But, within a fragment of time, you get discouraged. You lose focus. And so many things happens. And do you know what I discovered? And why that's the main reason why I think the devil didn't want me to do this. What I discovered is that is the devil's strategy. Now, he wants you to get distracted. So long as you are distracted from your goal, then he's satisfied. Because he knows that if you should do what you want to do and achieve it, you are becoming more like God. If you should think it and create it and bring it to life and achieve your goals, you are becoming more like God, and God is, you are glorifying God. So he doesn't want that. He wants people to be frustrated. He wants you to be frustrated. He wants you to be so sad. He doesn't want you to get your life collected together. And that is what so many people don't have. Their spirit, body, and soul is not united. So until you come to that place of unity, that your spirit, your soul, and body is one, and there is no disjoint. They are jointed together and they are focused and they are determined. So sometimes when your body is weak, your mind is still strong. Thank you, Auntie Daya, for joining in. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Please appreciate if you share this video because I believe it's going to help somebody out there. So your spirit, soul, and body must be united. And what does that do? When you are weak, when you are tired, the mind, the energy of the mind comes in. Okay, and your soul also, everything comes together, they complement each other. And that's how it's done. Anyhow you want to do it, I don't know what is going to, hold up your mind. Some people, it is the word of God that is going to hold up their mind. It is, it might be some motivational words that they've heard that, yes, I can be this, I can do this. It might be, a prophetic word that they've heard that this is what I need to do in my life. This is my purpose. And it might be a sense of purpose. So when you have that sense of purpose in you, when your body is weak and you're tired, it wakes you up and it refuels you and then it re-energizes you to continue to push forward. And when you can do that and break that limitation and exceed that limitation, you know what? The devil becomes angry. Many of us think that the devil doesn't, it's just a sin. That sin that is when you live holy life that the devil is angry about. No, the devil is angry if you're living a life of purpose. When you're living for your purpose, you are living for God's purpose on earth. You are thinking about to solve that problem. Okay, right now I'm thinking about to solve the problem of technology education in Nigeria, and it's not going to be easy. Because as a light and as a salt that I am, I must begin to think of solutions to the existing problems. That is why God has created me. So when you discover your purpose, the devil is going to frustrate you, going to make you get discouraged for you not to walk in that purpose, and he's going to give you alternatives. And when you accept those alternatives, man, he's going to be happy. He's going to be happy. So if you're serious about continuing this year fast, focused, you need a radically different approach. You need a different approach. You need a different approach. And how do you do that? So I've come up with a plan for myself. I do this every time and I've been doing it severally and it's working for me. Now I want to share this secret because I know that it's going to help so many people because I've tested it, I've tried it, and it works. And it's called the 6 months challenge. Now, the next 6 months, I want you to challenge yourself to greatness. What is that thing that you think that is too big for you to achieve? You've been, having this dream for so long. You've not been able to do it. You've been, bring your imaginations to life. Those things you think about, you dream about. I was telling somebody last month, and I was telling the person that, do you know what inspires me to do all I do? And I told the person, I said, just imagine the next 6 months is the last month that you're going to live on this world. Now, after December, the world is going to come to an end. Nobody's going to be moving again. Everything is just going to come to an end. Imagine that. Now, tell me what you will regret not doing with your life. Tell me your greatest regret. Your greatest regret. And you know what somebody said? He said that he realizes that at the bridge, at the edge of death, that people's greatest regrets are not usually what they did, but what they didn't do. That's their greatest regret. That I wish I had done this. I wish I had done this with my life. If I had more time, I'm going to do this. Those things. If you're asking yourself that question now, I want you to ask yourself this question now. In the next 6 months, if this next 6 months is the last month, the last days, the last weeks that you're going to spend on earth, what is it that you're going to do with your life? What is it that you're going to commit your life to make sure that it comes to life? What is it? If you can answer that question, write it down. It might be 1, it might be 2, it might be 3. As many as possible, write them down. After writing them down, that is what you should be thinking about in the next 6 months. That is what you should be doing. Thinking about, praying about, asking God for help for, asking God for wisdom for. That is what you need to bring to life. Now, how do you do this? It might be in your career, it might be in your family, it might be in your business, whatsoever. It all starts with plan. Like I said initially, when God created, He wanted to create the heaven and the earth, He planned. He didn't just wake up one morning, this morning, I think I want to create the trees. Oh, no. Let me create the animals. No. It's strategic. Everything is strategic. And that is why he did it in a space of 6 months time frame. Now, from the beginning, I don't know, when we read Genesis chapter 1, many people don't understand this, but I saw it recently, that God is a master planner. God is the first strategic thinker that I've ever seen. And in the first 6 days, He created everything. And even the way He created the earth is strategic. And on the 7th day, He rested. And do you know what? I was at a 50th birthday celebration on Friday. And do you know why I like attending some of these celebrations? I like attending sometimes maybe 50-year-old celebration, all those golden jubilee, and sometimes, and also why I'm always eager to attend maybe sometimes burials. It's not that I'm happy, but I want to learn something, the essence of life. I'm always asking myself, why do I need this life? Why am I here? Who am I? And I believe each and every one of us, we are not just here by a mistake. You were here for a reason. God created you for a purpose. You were born wherever you were given birth to for a purpose. You were created for a purpose. Why am I here? Because it's a mystery. There is a time to be born and there's a time to die. There's a time to be born and there's a time to die. And within that space is a reference frame. That reference frame is called time. Now, most of you say that is life. You might also say it's life. There's a time to be born and there's a time to die. Now, within that space is called time. And within that time is when you have to do whatsoever you've been brought here to do. That is the opportunity you have to be whatsoever you want to be. And after that time frame, it's up. Then you go and rest. Taking a cue from Genesis, it says that God created everything he created in the first day, second day, third day, fifth day, and sixth day, and the seventh day he rested. Come on, he's done a lot. Everything he created, all what God created for that 6 days is what we're enjoying right now. And every creation that is still being made was built upon God's initial creation. So take your life, for instance. You were born on a particular date and you're going to die on a particular date. Whether you like it or not, you're going to die. Except if Jesus comes. All right? So within that time frame, what have you been able to accomplish? What have you been able to create? What have you been able to set in place? You know what amazes me about Isaac Newton and some great scientists in the past? They've died hundreds of years ago. And do you know they are still living? It's not them, it's not them. They found a way to immortalize themselves. It's not them per se, but their creativity, their creations. Look at the creations of Mozart. Look at the creation of Bach. Look at the music that we listen to today, that we hear, the classicals. They've made themselves relevant across all generations and across all ages. And that is what God expects from you and me, for us to manifest our potentials. We all have potentials, like I said, some few days ago. And the word potential is derived from physics as the energy that a body possesses by staying at a position. Now, they call it potential because it is a positional energy. Your potential is your positional energy. Everything you have, all your imagination. So when you sit down at night, you think and you imagine the greatness you want to achieve, it is still potential. Unless you begin to act on it, unless you begin to apply force to it, it will remain a potential. It will never leave the stage of being a potential. So unless you begin to walk towards it, begin to act towards it, pray towards it, do something concerning it, and not just pray, but do something concerning it, then it begins to gather momentum. It begins to, turn and transform into a kinetic energy. It begins to transform into a kinetic energy. And do you know what? Nobody's going to push you. No. Nobody's going to turn that potential energy to kinetic energy. God is not going to do it. No, he's not going to do it because he has given you everything you need. He has made you to have that dream. He gave you that purpose. You know he's going to do it? You are going to do it. The only thing that God is going to do for you is to give you the strength, and that is when you ask for it. You pray for the strength and you pray for the wisdom. But if you think that God is going to carry you up from nowhere and throw you and make you just wish, God, I just want to wish that everything, I wake up in the morning and I see I'm already the CEO of a company and I'm paying, I don't need to rush to go to work. My driver is there, and that is what I want. If it were to be possible, many of us will have been CEOs by now. Many of us will have been the ones controlling the world and dominating the world. But it is not like that. It's not. You need to apply that force. And that force, my friends, is what you need to apply. That first, my friends, is what you require to be where you need to be in this next 6 months. So I'm going to be giving you some tips right now, about 4-5 tips that is going to help you achieve the greatness you desire in the next 6 months. Now, everything I've laid out there it's my personal plan, all right? It's my personal plan. Oh. It's not something that I took somewhere and I want to dish out to you and you use. It is what I'm using and what I'm applying to myself. And I tell some people I live a boring lifestyle. They don't know why, but this is why. Number 1, build yourself a prison. Build yourself a prison. If you ask, what is a prison? I don't want to be in a prison. But you know what? Not all prisons are bad. I'm going to tell you of a prison that you need to do. You need to build yourself a prison. Now, what are the features in a prison? A prison is where you put people that have committed crimes, right? And it's an enclosed place. What are the characteristics of a prison? I want you to imagine a prison right now. Imagine it. There are walls all around it, right? There's no enough space. You can't do whatever you want to do. You are limited. There's a time for you to go and sleep. There's a time to eat. And there's a time for you to do your task. So when they wake you up to perform your task, you have to do it. If not, you're going to be punished. All right? So every day follows a particular routine. You can't wake up and say you want to be sleeping throughout the day. No, you need to stand up and do whatever you're told to do. So a prison, so to say, it's not a good place. And that is why so many people don't want to go to prison, because it's not good. But I'm telling you right now that if you want to fulfill your dreams, if you want to bring them to reality, if you want to create that future that you desire, if you want these 6 months to be the best time of the year for you, you need to build yourself a prison. And how do you do that? Build yourself a prison where all you see, all you think of, all you eat, all you ever imagine is your dream. So you build yourself that virtual wall, that what you're thinking about is the things you need to do. And you're working towards it. So when you wake up in the morning, you're thinking about the next thing to do. Build yourself a prison. And do you know when you'll be free from that prison? When you eventually achieve that goal, then you are released from that prison. You are released from that prison. When you are in your prison, that is what I do most times. When I build, if I have a goal, I build a prison for that goal. So that means I'm going to have less time for fun. I'm going to have less time for outings or whatsoever. So I limit myself to activities. I don't waste time because I know that I have a certain, frame of time to achieve this. And when I do that and when I'm done, then I can laugh, I get my freedom, and I can do whatsoever I need to do. Now, number 2 is what I call the principle of delayed gratification. What is delayed gratification? Most of us might know this, but if you've not heard this, I need to tell you now. Sometimes, maybe every week, I might be coming up every week, just 30 minutes every week to share some clues with you and some advice. Now, in 1970, a psychologist called Walter Mitchell, he performed an experiment. Now, he placed 2 cookies in front of about some children. I think about 10 children. He placed 2 cookies in front of them each. And you know what he told them? He said that I'm going out now. So he went out in the morning, and I think he came back for the next 4 hours. And he said that those cookies, right, they're sweet. You can eat it now. But if you eat one now, you will not be able to eat the other one. But he said if you wait for the next 4 hours till I return, you're going to eat the first one and you're going to eat the second one. And now that is where the principle of delayed gratification comes in. And now he discovered that some people immediately left. Some people, because they were hungry and they were imagining the taste of the cookie, that this cookie is too sweet, they couldn't help but resist eating the first cookie. And you know what? When he came back, they couldn't take the second cookie. And the few people who were able to wait till he comes back had the opportunity to eat the first cookie and eat the second cookie. Now tell me, who won at the end? Who wins? Now, what is this principle going to help you with this challenge? It's going to help you to restrain yourself from certain things. Most importantly, pleasure. Human beings, as humans that we are, we love pleasure, we love rest, we love to have fun, we love to have our way every time. But the principle of delayed gratification is going to tell you that there's time for everything. That you know what? Right now, I'm focusing on my goal right now, so that when I'm done, I'm going to have enough time for this pleasure. I'm going to have enough time to go to the parties or go to the, wherever I need to go to and have fun. But right now, I am delaying myself, or it's not as if you don't want to have fun, but you are denying yourself of the things that, gives you pleasure, gives you, makes you happy, so to say. You are denying yourself from those things, so that at the end of the day, when you are done with your goal or you're done with your task, you can have enough time and you can play all you want to play. You can have fun, just like my friend Richard Branson is doing today right now. Yeah. Just like my friend Richard Branson is doing. He's having fun. He can decide he wants to go and do, he wants to skydive tomorrow. And, he wants to swim tomorrow. He wants to do anything. But do you know what? He built a prison for himself. Virgin Group did not come out of nowhere. It came out of constant hard work, constant persistence and consistency towards your dreams. And it came out today. He can have all the whole time to relax and play. So the principle of delayed gratification, as opposed to instant gratification that most of us know, you want to, there's time for, Chelsea is playing football match, I want to watch. No. You need to be able to deny yourself and control yourself. There is more to this. You can Google it up and do a research on it. There is more to this. So, but just for now, for the purpose of this broadcast, I'm going to limit it to that. And number 3, self-discipline. Yep, self-discipline. Self-discipline. In fact, if you don't have self-discipline, there is no way you can deny yourself from having pleasure or having fun when, your friends are having fun, or, controlling yourself. And now, this is what self-discipline is going to help you to do. You don't go to all meetings. You don't accept all invitations. You don't accept all invitations. You are booked. Right now, you are booking yourself. So your time is booked, and who is booking the time? You. So when people request you or to be somewhere or to do something, you need to be self-disciplined enough to tell them no, in a way that it's not going to offend them, in a way that they're not going to be annoyed. Why? Because you are busy. Why? Because you have stuff you need to do. Why? Because you've given yourself a deadline. Why? Because you've built yourself a prison, and right now, all you think of here, all you dream of is what you need to achieve. And anything that is going to stop you from doing, or anything that's going to distract you, you need to be self-disciplined enough to take them out of the way. So, and I define self-discipline as the ability to give yourself a command and obey it. So you tell yourself, no TV for today, no movies for this month. I'm not going to see any movies whatsoever. I don't know what the title they call it, but I'm not going to do it. If you can give yourself that command and you obey it, then you're self-disciplined. And number 3, constantly remind yourself of your goals every day. So when you wake up every day, something must push you up. Remind yourself of your goals. After you've done with your prayer, after you've communicated with God, you've refreshed your spirit, body, and soul, remind yourself of your goals. This is what I need to achieve. Because you know what? If you don't remind yourself, you're going to think you have enough time. So a constant reminder. When you remind yourself constantly of the things you need to achieve with this time frame, this thing called life is a time frame. Like I said earlier, for those of us joining in, a time to be born and a time to die. All right. And, the wise man said it in the book of, what was that book? I think, in Ephesians. So there's a time. That's if it's Ephesians. I don't know why it escaped my head. So there's a time for everything under the sun, a time to be born and a time to die. Okay? So within that time frame is where you have what you have to achieve what you need to achieve. And you need to do it with wisdom. You need to take it as a serious matter. So you need to remind yourself every day that this is what I need to do. This is why I'm here. And if you've not discovered your purpose, it's going to be so difficult for you. Yeah. So you need to discover your purpose. You need to know who you are. Who you are. So when you know who you are, whatever you do, you're going to commit yourself to it. And number 4, this is the most interesting part. Imagine how it feels to win. This season is the best season to talk about this. The Wimbledon is currently going on in UK right now. The Wimbledon is the popular, tennis competition. And do you know what? Everybody came with the objective to win. Everybody came with the objective to become victorious. But do you know what? Only few people win. Only few people. Not all of them win. So the thing you need to do is this. For you to even start to feel like a winner, you need to imagine how it feels like to win. And do you know what? They didn't start imagining it now. They started imagining how it feels like to win 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 5 years ago. So the imagination of being a winner is in their mind. Then this is how it feels like to win. Then I must work hard. I must practice day and night. I must sweat it all out because I need to have this feeling. I need to feel it physically and not just in my mind. And number 5, which is going to be the last tip I'm going to give you, is what I call the magic of consistency. The magic of consistency. You know what? You see this leather here, right? If I continue to rub it with my hand, consistently, I just did it, I stop. Now, if I continue to rub it consistently for the next 4 or 5 hours, something is going to happen. It's either my hand starts to wear out or this material starts to wear out. Now, that is what consistency does. When you're consistent in a particular, goal, you're consistent in a particular thing that you're doing, it is going to show results. It's going to show results. It's only a matter of time. The results are going to come. So the magic of consistency is that when you're consistent at a particular thing, you're going to see the result. You're going to see the result. And I'm going to leave you with this. The future is very predictable. When we're growing up religiously, we were brainwashed with some theories or with some facts that no one knows tomorrow, nobody. Yeah, we can say that in a way, but there are some things that are within your control that you can actually predict. For instance, I can predict if you have an exam tomorrow. Thank you, Victoria. Yes, the magic of consistency. If you have an exam in the next 2 weeks and you are sleeping today, or let me say you have an interview by 8 and you woke up by 7:40. Now, what do you think is going to happen? I don't want to laugh. You have an interview by 8. Yes, Ecclesiastes, that is what I wanted to say. It's inescapable. I need to start from E. Ecclesiastes, thank you, mommy. Yeah, it says the book of Ecclesiastes 3:2, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck that which is planted. And this makes it all beautiful. Now you know that time is the greatest gift that God can ever give you. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck that which is planted. So that means there's a time for you to work hard. There's a time for you to burn the midnight oil. There's a time for you to put yourself in a place of pain. And there's a time where you're going to relax. It is the time where you're going to reap the harvest. So your life is very much predictable. Like I said, someone going for an interview by 8 and he woke up by 7:30 and he can't get there in 30 minutes because he needs to wake up, shower and do everything. You can easily predict, even before going for the interview, you can predict that this guy is not going to get this job. All right? So yeah, your future is, your life is very much predictable. It's very much predictable. What I need to know is what you're doing right now. For me to predict your next 6 months, I just need to know what you're doing right now. I need to know your schedule for the day, what you do every day, what you do constantly, and I can tell you where you'll be in the next 2 months or in the next 2 years. So success is hidden in a place of pain, like I've said. You need to subject yourself to pain. Don't seek the easy way out. Don't seek the easy way out. There's nothing good that comes out of the easy way out. No, nothing good. Nothing good. Don't make wishes. Wishes are only for lazy people. Rather, set goals that will positively affect your aspirations. Now I'm going to introduce what I'm going to be doing in this next 6 months. I already have a group of people that I'm mentoring already. They are together with me. Sorry about for the 6 months challenge. And now this is what I want you to do. I'm no longer collecting anybody. Some people have been writing me since 2 weeks ago for mentorship, blah, blah, blah. Those people that I'm going to be mentoring, I've, communicated with them, and I've been communicating with them. So my list is full. But this is what you need to do. You need to sit down and ask yourself what you want to achieve in the next 6 months. Write them down. Create a list of goals. Write them down. Make sure you write them down. Now you look for somebody who is accountable. Now you look for a mentor. Now the mentor you are looking for is not somebody who has not discovered him or herself. You are looking for somebody who is purpose driven, somebody who you know that has achieved greatness in life, and somebody who doesn't mind to help other people. Somebody, it can be in your church, it can be at your place of work if the person is in the same field as you are. It can be, anywhere, or somebody even in the family. Now you walk up to this person, give him your list, give him or her your list, and say, sir, ma, this is what I need to achieve in the next 6 months, and I need your help. And you know what the person is going to do to you. So you're going to tell the person should be able to monitor your progress. If he's going to do it weekly, fine. If he's going to do it monthly, but he needs to monitor your progress. So in your goal or in your goal sheet that you're going to write, because it's going to be marked. There's going to be a goals report at the end of the 6 months. There's going to be a goals report. Now, you're creating an exam for yourself. Now, this is the funny thing. You are creating problems for yourself. You are setting your exam questions, and you're going to answer it by yourself. So you take up a list, write out the goals you want to achieve, whether 2 or 3 or 4 goals, put in the duration and deadline. Before the end of July, I want to have 2 certifications, professional certifications. And this is how much it costs. And this is how I'm going to get the money. If I have the money already, blah, 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 you write it there. Okay, before the mid of August, I want to do this and I want to do this. So it might be any kind of goals, whether in your career, spiritual goals, it might be marital goals, whatsoever, any area. If it's spiritual goals, maybe you want to be praying 4 hours a day, you want to do evangelism, whatsoever you want to do, you write them out. Now, your mentor is going to be accountable. He's going to now watch you and monitor your progress. So he's going to use his discretion, probably call you up, and you are accountable to him. So you need to be able to give him response and give him feedback and give him report. So at the end of the 6 months, we are going to be able to show our results and our reports that this is what I've been able to do. I've been able to achieve 3 out of 6. I've been able to achieve 4 out of 6. And you give yourself a pass mark. Then you know whether you're on the road to success or not. So thank you very much, guys, for joining in. It's not going to be more than this right now. It's Sunday. I know most of us need to rest. I also need to do some other things. So like I said earlier on, so many people have been writing me, for mentorship and everything. I also have my own life to live. Oh, please. This is not a full-time business. So I have my life to live. I have other goals that I'm working on. And so the only few people that I'm trying to help out, and I know that it's not going to be difficult for me because these guys already know what they want and they're already on the path to greatness. So I'm just helping them. And I believe that in the next 6 months, we all are going to have good things to talk about the year. Yeah, we are creating the future. We are predicting how we want to end this year. And it starts now by what you are doing. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my sweet cousin. Yep, that's the CEO of Eclore. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, guys. And I'm going to be leaving you with this. Take control of your life now. Take control of your life now. If you have God and you have your brain, and your mind is there, you can achieve anything you want to achieve. And I'm going to end with this popular quote from Napoleon Hill. It said, whatsoever the mind can conceive, whatsoever the mind can conceive, can believe, it can achieve it. I say that again, whatsoever your mind can conceive, and it can believe it, then you can achieve it. So those 3 things, once you can conceive it in your mind that this is what I want to do, and you believe it too, you can achieve it. The rest is left to you. So thank you very much, guys. I wish to see you on the other side. Yeah, the other side. The other side is the side of greatness. There's so many people on the side of failure and frustration. I don't want to belong there. I want to be on the other side. There are few people there, and I want to be there. That's my goal. In the next 6 months, I'm going to be busy with my goals. I'm going to be busy with my aspirations, and I believe God is going to help me. He's going to help all of you guys It's going to help you. That is my number one prayer for all of you that have joined and those who are going to watch on later on, that all your dreams and all your goals, God is going to give you the strength to pursue it and bring it out, bring it to life. And never stop believing in yourself. You can be anything you want to become. You can be anything you want to become. So thank you very much, guys. And if you have not shared this, please share it. Share it is going to be a lifesaver to somebody. Somebody needs to hear this. And thank God it's Sunday. It's never too much to have the word. This is another word coming from me to you. So thank you very much, guys. Cheers. Have a fantastic week ahead.